Hello everyone, it's been a while, so happy Thanksgiving, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas. How does this go again?
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy everybody, Happy Holidays. And if you have a problem with Happy Holidays, then Happy shut the f*** up.
Yeah, that. So today we're going to talk about the three Grinches of Christmas. Yes, the 1996, 2000, and 2018 versions of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And we're gonna find out which Grinch is the Grinchiest. Spoiler alert, it's me. It's not me. So, Grinch 66, it's the first, it's the original. Well, unless you want to count the book, then it's not the original. But it's probably the thing that really brought the Grinch into the popular culture. It's been a staple on TV for what, over 50 years? That's pretty good staying power. But you already know people like the Grinch. Is the original Grinch all it's cracked up to be? Does it hold up?
Tomorrow is Christmas.
Yeah, I would say so. The songs are amazing, it's funny, it's pleasing to the eye. It's just good TV. It's short, it's sweet, it's a timeless, well-executed classic. I particularly like the bit where the Grinch has his epiphany and he's kind of going back and forth with Max.
It came without ribbons. It came without tags.
That's my favorite part by far. There's just so much memorable stuff about it. You know, the faces the Grinch makes into the camera, the way he slinks around the living rooms. It's just fun. I watched the 30th anniversary edition and yeah, the sound mix could use a little help, but the image is spectacular. It's just great. Just go watch it. It's short, it's sweet. Brevity is the soul of wit. It won't waste your time. Let's pop over to 2018's The Grinch by Illumination. This version stars Benedict Cumberbatch in the title role and is directed by Scott Mosier and another man whose name I can't remember. The Grinch 2018 is what a modern retelling should be. It expands on what's already working, adds new stuff that's pretty great, and therefore justifies its own existence.
That's beautiful.
I don't know, like, did we need a feature animated version of The Grinch? I'm not sure, but I'm glad we got one.
That was beautiful.
One of the reasons that you can tell that this movie is just a great movie is that I'm happy to watch it with or without my kid, and my kid is just as happy as I am when we watch it together.
That's beautiful, man.
That's what you want. Like, you don't want a movie that talks down to you. I'm pretty sure Cindy Lou's mom in this version is a nurse who works the night shift. I mean, they're very upfront about her working night shifts and being tired all the time, but they never say she's a nurse. The movie just kind of lets you figure it out, and I really appreciate that. I particularly enjoy the comedy and the way it's delivered.
I specifically bought enough food to last until January. How much emotional eating have I been doing?
I don't have very long. My parents set the timer. Dude, don't ask. It's new.
Wow. And I just asked him for a turtle.
All that stuff works really well. The screaming goat might date this a little bit,
I was calling for a ring.
but it's still fine. This version does a really good job of fleshing out the existing characters without, frankly, ruining it. Okay, wait, let's not go there yet. Max is done perfectly with the right balance of sympathy and loyalty toward the Grinch. But like, the moose is fun too. But I also appreciate the way the town is set up. It has just the right mix of realism and fantasy. People have jobs, but like, their jobs are like wacky, but like, the tone of the town isn't particularly wacky. They just sort of have wacky things. I really like what Benedict Cumberbatch is doing here. I like the voice he's chosen. It's not too over the top, but it's very different from the rest of the characters in the movie.
And that right there, Max, is the true nature of the Who child. Just write to me, my letter.
I wouldn't have gone with the my bad, but what are you gonna do?
My bad.
You have just all these fleshed out, interesting characters that I actually like. They found a way to just expand the existing story without ruining it. And speaking of ruining it, it's now time to talk about the Jim Carrey live action How the Grinch Stole Christmas from the year 2000. In the year 2000, in the year 2000. Let me just get this out of the way and say I really like Jim Carrey. I think he's delivered a lot of memorable performances in movies I really enjoy, and movies I've seen more than once. And frankly, Jim Carrey is not the problem here. The best known fun fact about this movie is that it took him 8 hours to get into the makeup every day, and they brought in like CIA experts to teach him how to endure torture, because apparently putting on all that makeup was like being buried alive. Fun! So Grinch 2000 is a performance vehicle for Jim Carrey, and he's great in it, but I just don't quite understand what they were trying to do. For the most part, I get what's happening when Jim Carrey's on screen by himself. It's more Whoville that mystifies me. Also, I get the feeling that they were willing to do all the makeup and spend money there, but that's kind of where it ends. The Whoville sets make the sets in Batman Returns look humongous. And maybe there are a lot of extras. Maybe it's because they're all bunched up together. But it just looks like the town square is supposed to be like filled with everyone for the most important day of the year. And it's just like 25 people. I appreciate that every character and every extra has to be made up with makeup. They gotta feed them breakfast and lunch and so on and so forth. You got people back and forth to the set and you need 1 million makeup people. But I don't know, like the movie just looks kinda cheap. Let's do it. Let's get Jim Carrey. Let's cover him in the most expensive makeup ever devised. But I don't want to spend a lot of money. But again, I think it's really Whoville and the people who live there. Cindy Lou has no arc in this version. Not that she really has much of an arc in any of the versions, but she's a very important character in this version. But in terms of characters in Grinch 2000 that we actually like, there's Cindy Lou and I don't know, like kind of the love interest, like you kind of like the Grinch, like you kind of like the dog. I think everybody kind of likes Max in all versions. There's just not a lot to latch onto because everyone in Whoville is either awful or stupid. Fun for Christmas. This is just coffee, by the way. I'm kind of doing like an Emily Zed thing with the mug. Is that her name? The Grinch has an arc, but the Grinch always has an arc. Like the dad kind of has an arc, the mom kind of has an arc. It's just that there's just not much to latch onto because the rest of the movie, when they're not finally just executing their arcs for 90 seconds, you just don't like them because they're stupid, but like willfully stupid in a way. Like the mayor's awful, his assistant is awful. The love interest is just kind of standing there hoping that the Grinch will eventually just kind of come to his senses, which of course he does after he completes his arc.
No hard feelings. Cheer up, dude. It's Christmas.
Which is kind of the problem at the heart of this movie. Why are things in the movie? Like, for example, at the beginning of the movie, it kind of seems like they're attacking capitalism, but then everything's 99% off.
Merry Christmas. Thank you for shopping Carmichael.
Doesn't this seem like a bit much?
This is what Christmas is all about.
For the next 5 minutes only, 99% off.
Which seems like the opposite of capitalism. So are we gonna make a statement about capitalism in Whoville and how like it's awful and how that's like a reflection of our society, but then everything's 99% off? So Whoville is better than our society? You see what I mean? Like I just don't know what they're saying. Like, what's happening? Are we attacking capitalism because the commercialization of Christmas is bad? Or is everything 99% off in the spirit of Christmas? Like, I just literally don't know what's happening. Maybe this should be booze. And then there's just this overall notion to sexualize Whoville, which is a really strange idea. Like there's a love interest and a love triangle between the Grinch and the love interest and the mayor.
Please become Mrs. Augustus Mayhew.
It's just like, why? I'm like, I don't know, like we gotta figure out a way to expand this movie to a feature. It's like, I don't know, like in 2018, they didn't have any trouble figuring out a way to expand the movie. You got these weird late 90s sexy teens who look like they're right out of a horror movie and it like clearly looks like a double date. I think they're supposed to be like 18, but they're acting like they're 11. They're like, no, like you go touch the door. Like, durr. Like I just like, what's happening?
You're scared of the Grinch. No.
Are they adults or children or just like big children? It's like, I just don't know what's happening. Like, you know, like they look like they're on their way to a Backstreet Boys concert. And it's just weird. So like the overt sexuality, it's just a weird choice, right? When the Grinch is being delivered via the wacky umbrella system that replaces storks in this universe, the two women that adopt him are clearly having a swingers party. And then like we get that one remark from the dad who gets the baby.
Hey, honey, our baby's here.
He looks just like your boss.
Why? I know why the baby looks like her boss. I'm just saying, like, why is that in this movie? It's just one of the many things in this movie that happens that I just have no idea why it happens. And like, what is the thing with like the Christmas shave? Like, the Grinch doesn't have a beard. Just make it something else. Make it be about how he's green and like have him put on like a bunch of silly makeup so like he looks like he's a different color, but like, oh, like we don't want to go there because of like race. I was like, okay, well then maybe have the courage to stand up for your convictions, or like don't make it about a beard that he doesn't have. It's just strange. I just don't know what's happening. So when I can follow the movie, I'm not particularly enjoying it. When I can't follow the movie, it's because it's a movie that barely makes any sense. The sound effects are relentless.
Jury duty, jury duty, jury duty, blackmail, pink slip, chain letter, eviction notice, jury duty.
And the song, yeah, like they brought back the original songs, which are good, and I'm glad they did that, but Where Are You Christmas?
Where are you Christmas?
I'm sorry, it's just an objectively awful song. The lyrics, where are you Christmas? Why can't I find you? Ouch. Which makes you think that the next line will be something about, I've looked under the bed, I've looked in the closet. It's always in the last place you look. That's where Christmas is, you know? Like, is Christmas in the basement where I store it during the off season? Like, I don't understand. It's just... It's not a good metaphor because like it's not a metaphor. It's just like sounds like somebody literally looking for Christmas, like Christmas is a thing you can see and they're not able to find it. And it's just like they're gonna turn around and be like, oh, there it is. I just don't get it. Like making the Grinch more like Oscar the Grouch and just like all the garbage. Like why? I don't understand. I think somebody just came up with the notion of dump it to crumpet and they just liked it. It's like, do we logically need a reason how the Grinch gets back and forth from Crumpet to Whoville? Like, I don't think we do. Who cares? He can just walk like he does in 2018. It's fine. Jim Carrey's great. His improv is fantastic.
Brilliant! You reject your own nose because it represents the glitter of commercialism. Why didn't I think of that? Cut, print, check the gate, moving on. It's gonna blow! We're gonna die! We're gonna die! I'm going to throw up, and then I'm gonna die! Almost lost my cool there.
But this movie is just barely watchable in spite of itself. And I don't want to go out sounding all negative. I don't mean to harp on the 2000 version. It's not my favorite of the three. Let's put it that way. But there's still lots to be thankful for, lots to celebrate, lots of ways to make things better as we move forward. So again, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and oh, how's that go again?
And if you have a problem with Happy Holidays, then Happy Shut the F*** Up.
Yeah, that. See you next year.